Commissioner Ryan, we need you.
Stops along the way.
Just hit the gavel and start.
Good evening. This is the City of Dania Beach regular meeting on December the 9th. It is 7:04 p.m. and I call this meeting to order. City Clerk, if you would please, if we could quiet down, please. The meeting has begun in the back. Thank you so much. We greatly, greatly appreciate the order. City Clerk, if you could please call the roll.
Mayor Davis.
Here.
Vice Mayor Salvina.
Here.
Commissioner Llewellyn.
Here.
Commissioner Romoli.
Here.
Commissioner Ryan.
Here.
City Attorney Bootsis.
Here.
City Manager Garcia.
Here.
Mayor Quorum.
If everyone could please bow your heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Attorney Bootsis, if you would please read our statement of decorum.
Yes, Mayor. Individuals who wish to make any citizens' comments under that portion of the City Commission agenda or who otherwise want to address the City Commission must first be registered with the City Clerk. The forms are available outside to the City Commission chambers and must be given to the clerk before the meeting. Others who want to address the Commission on any matters must first be recognized by the Mayor. All such persons must use the podium in the Commission chamber. No more than one person at a time may address the Commission from the podium. Comments are only to be made to the Commission and are not to be directed to the audience or city staff. No individual shall make any slanderous or unduly repetitive remarks or engage in any other form of behavior that disrupts or impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting as determined by the Mayor. The Mayor often allows applause during ceremonial or celebratory portions of the meeting, such as proclamations, presentations, awards, or public safety recognitions, as these are not action items and are intended to honor individuals or events. However, to safeguard an orderly meeting and to preclude intimidation of speakers on agenda items or designated public comments, the Mayor ordinarily precludes clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts at that time. Based upon the foregoing, no individual may speak directly to or address the Mayor, the City Commission, or city staff. Comments are only to be directed to the Commission as a whole. No clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts in support of or opposition to a speaker or his or her remarks shall be permitted. No signs or placards shall be permitted in the Commission chambers. If any person's conduct, as determined by the Mayor, is found to be disruptive or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting, the person may be asked by the Mayor to leave the Commission chambers. If the person does not leave and the conduct persists, the City Police Department will be requested to escort the individual from the City Commission chambers. All cellular telephones are to be silenced during the meeting. All persons exiting the Commission chambers shall do so quietly. Thank you.
Thank you, City Attorney Bootsis. And up next, we have item 3, presentations and special event approvals. Item 3.1, we have request for approval for plaque presentation to Chicky Brandemarty, December 9th, 2025. Commissioner Romoli? Oh, well, do I have consensus? I guess we have to have consensus first. We have consensus, unanimous consensus, I assumed, but yes. All right. Commissioner Romoli?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, Thank you all very much for being here, and it's really truly an honor for me this evening to have Chicky and her husband, Mario. And by the way, happy birthday to Mario for tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
But I'd like to recognize Chicky Brandamarte tonight because of her years of hard work, compassion, and commitment to public service, particularly with our senior community. She has been an advocate for so many years to our seniors. For many of us, life is shaped by those who we encounter along the way. And for some of us, most influential people are those who we choose to dedicate themselves to lifting up others, especially those who need a little extra help being lifted. Chicky has done this with grace, humility, and exceptional work ethic, and she's touched the lives to countless number of people, especially our seniors. Over the years, Chicky has worked tirelessly to ensure seniors in our community are not only cared for, but respected, valued, and empowered. Whether it's organizing senior programs or offering support or advocacy to senior rights, Chicky has always been there, and she's been a very strong, steadfast servant. Chicky has shown her dedication to public service not only as a volunteer, but a two-time elected commissioner of the great city of Dania Beach. She has exhibited the core values and deep desires to make the city of Dania Beach a better place for all of us. Tonight, as we honor Chicky, we not only recognize her past contributions, but we also acknowledge the ongoing impact of her work. She continues to work very, very hard with our seniors. Our past senior meeting that we had just last week, Chicky's elevator isn't working at her condo. It's 6 floors. So she really thought that she wasn't going to be able to make it. But who came to the rescue, Chicky? Our BSO officers, right? Our fire department actually came to our rescue and were able to bring Chicky to the senior meeting because she did not want to miss it. And that's how dedicated she is. So please join me in celebrating Chicky Brandamarte, a true champion for our seniors and a tireless advocate for public service. Chicky, we are so grateful for everything you have done and everything that you continue to do on behalf of our community and our seniors. Thank you very, very much.
Do you want to say a couple words, or you just want to?
Yeah. We can hold it down.
I just want to say thank you, and I love what I do more than anything else in this world. You know that. And you could write good. You really did, Commissioner. You wrote, oh, I got to tell you, when I was picked up, it was fine, but I was scared, and I told them if they brought that truck with that bucket, I was not going anywhere. So they put me in a chair, and all they kept saying was, strap your arms. And I said, why? He said, because no matter what happens, you must have those 2 yellow straps close to your chest. And I said, well, all right, I weigh 137 pounds, but they said, we do this all the time, Chicky. I said, well, don't drop me. And they promised not to. And they didn't. All right. I want to thank them. And Sergio, who gave bunches of help to the people that should have fixed the elevator. I was without it for 8 days and didn't miss a city thing. So thank you again.
Thank you, Chicky.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hold on there. Well, maybe she's going to come down and run to the front. She still has to. Okay.
Where are we going? I don't know. Wherever we're going, I'm going. Hey, Jay. I got lipstick on your tie. Tell your wife that one.
That's what it was here.
I don't care.
Do it here.
I can hold on, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Rowley, for that presentation, and congratulations to Chicky Brandon Marty once again. Next, we have item 3.3, MC Frost House Restoration Preservation by Public Services, Director Sean Shetton.
There we go. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, and City Attorney. This is the MC Frost House. We first brought this up to the Commission on the, I think it was August 28th meeting, where we discussed what we plan to do with the property. And then last meeting, there was some discussion regarding the direction that we are taking with the property. So tonight I'm going to provide an overview of the property, discuss the requirements through the historic restoration, and then where we are in the process right now, moving forward. All right. So just to summarize the property, excuse me. All right, there is a slideshow, it's just not working. Oh, there we go. All right, the property was constructed in 1924. It's located at 400 South Federal Avenue, approximately 4,000 square feet. And it's one of the best examples of 1920s architecture in the city. There's an additional outlot with a garage in the back, and it's about 1 acre of property. And in the year 2000, Dania Beach did designate this property as a local historic property for the architectural significance as well as the historical significance to the city. And as a result of the city designated as an historic property, Broward County also adopted it as an historic resource site. And getting into the next slide is a summary of what Broward County's Historic Preservation Board means to the city. So the city, at the time of an ordinance that Broward County adopted in 2019, essentially stated that if a local government did not have a historic resource board to oversee its historic properties, that they would then in fact be the board that oversees the historic designation and provides what's called a certificate of appropriateness, which is essentially a dedication that the work to restore property is historically accurate and it is required for permitting purposes on any historic property. In addition, that ordinance also stated that any locally designated property also becomes a historically designated property. So as a result of this ordinance, that's not just the City of Dania Beach historic property, it's also Broward County's historic property at this time. So what is required, not just as part of the ordinance, but generally speaking from the Secretary of Interior standards for historic restorations, and that's the exterior. So any work, large, significant, small on the exterior does require a historic preservation board to review that proposed work and determine that it does meet those historic standards, thus providing that certificate of appropriateness. So that would pertain to the roof, the windows, the doors, the gutters, the downspouts, light fixtures, the porches, so on and so forth. It also does include the grounds modification. So if there is any large scale modification to the grounds, and if this is going to be a venue space, which is the direction that we're going, there may be parking augmentation that is required. So that would be subject to review and receive certificate of appropriateness for those ground restorations. But what's excluded for this is any work on the interior. That could be the painting, wall restorations, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, so on and so forth. There is an exclusion for exterior work. I want to add this, that if an elevator is required based on the space requirements, if that elevator shaft extends above the roof line, that could be exempt from the historic restoration or the certificate of appropriateness. So what was discussed in the August 28th Commission meeting, I want to briefly summarize. I know that this is the Cliff Notes version, but we discussed hybridizing the approach to be cost effective. That includes the historic restoration on the exterior, which we do have to follow pertaining to the ordinance, and then doing the interior that would meet the programming needs of the city. And then of course being fiscally responsible and finding a way to get this done at the best price that we could have, whether that is going through one contractor, disseminating the work between our own city staff, whatever that might be. So we're looking at all sorts of avenues. Another point was provide a public value. So we do want to create a venue space that does generate community engagement for whatever that is for. Seeking funding opportunities, we do want to find grant opportunities. just based on our experience with other historic restorations, they do tend to be costly. We are going to try to find a way to get it as low as we can, but we are going to find funding opportunities if they do exist. And then throughout the entire process, we have to have commission oversight. That being said, we aren't the only municipality that has done a historic restoration and turned a property into a venue. We did some research, and located in Holydale Beach is something called a Kersey House, which has great grounds for a venue space. The interior is limited capacity, and I did want to point that out, that the capacity is 20 individuals and there's no kitchen. So when it comes to our programming, what do we want that space to entail? Do we have to have those types of amenities? Do we want the upstairs and the downstairs available? Another one is a McNabb House in Pompano Beach. This is currently in design, but it is a significant restoration to a historic property. In 2019, they relocated the property from one place to what is an existing park, and they're going to be programming that space into a restaurant, a multi-purpose interior-exterior venue next to a park. And I wanted to exemplify this because it does show a significant amount of planning that's been involved over 6 years for this property. And then finally, there's one in South Florida called Thalata Estate. It's a great restoration. It maintains the interior character with sprawling gardens. And that's one of the venues that we looked at as inspiration as well. So where we're going from here is at the prior meeting, August 28th, we were authorized to get the RFQ generated, which we have done over the last few months, and we've made some internal modifications in the direction that we're going. We are looking at having the architectural firm, whichever one selected, be experienced in turning old properties or historic properties into multi-venue spaces. We're going to see the experience that they have with helping us save costs, their ideas with the interior, the exterior space, keeping them separate or together, and then of course having the experience for the certificate of appropriateness that we'll be able to effectively and efficiently submit the application to Broward County to receive that for the restoration. So in summary, we are working to turn this property into a multi-venue space, taking into consideration the commission's input that we received from the last two meetings, as well as move forward with that RFQ at this time. And we should have that out by the end of January. And that pretty much sums up our update. Is there any questions?
Thank you, Sean, for that detailed update, because I think we didn't want to refresh our memories about where we were in the process. So the end of this month, you're expecting that we'll be able to have that RFQ out, and we are recommending that hybridization, as you spoke of, which is both fiscally responsible and allows us to apply for the grants. Okay. Any other questions from the commission? Nope. Hold on just a second. Commissioner Ryan?
I just want to say thank you for the work on this. So as the mayor said, it's like a hybrid. So we keep the exterior historic, and then the interior doesn't have to technically be designated historic, and we could use it for our functions, right?
Correct.
And then that helps us also in a cost saving when we restore the property.
That's the way we're approaching it, correct.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
No more comments. Looking forward to it.
Excellent job. Hold on just a second, Vice Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Sean, you didn't think you'd get away with it, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I like the hybrid, offer, because I think last time we were talking about complete restoration, and the hybrid is probably going to come in a lot less. So I just want to be clear when you bring back the thank you, about that. And so the exterior is going to be, there's not much you can do on the exterior as far as the structural goes other than paint it. And then you're going to talk about redoing the windows back to original, and it'll all describe all the things that are going to be done on the exterior to make it historical. Is that correct? So I make sure I understand. The interior, that I did notice that you had on there about moving a wall or something like that. So you're going to be allowed to reconstruct the interior to make it a venue appropriate for a kitchen if necessary, and chairs or sitting down or rooms individual, possibly having two events at one time type of thing. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. We're going to ask the architect to provide a space from probably a few options, and then we'll bring that to commission. We'll go forward.
Okay.
That does require moving a wall, adding additional kitchen space, because there is two separate kitchens on the first floor.
Okay.
But they'll come up with the concepts for the space.
All right, and also when we do this, if we approve this, the second floor will be usable as well?
We'd like it to be usable.
Okay, that's something that needs to be discussed, especially with your fire department, because I don't like the fact that we spent that money across the street and can't go upstairs.
Correct.
Okay, so I think that's something that is something that we need to understand. But if we can make a reconstruction on the inside, there shouldn't be a problem with the fire department to do that, I hope.
Well, and that's why we want the programming up front. We want to know what the space is for, then it'll be designed for that space.
I'm just bringing all these little things up so that everybody understands where I'm coming from. I don't think the taxpayers would have too much of a problem this way, because I don't think the cost is going to come anywhere near what anticipated for a full renovation historically. So I'm interested in hearing what that comes back at. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Llewellyn, did you? Hold on.
That's all, folks.
I think my question was answered. I was going to ask about the process once in designing the interior. So it is going to come back to us. We will be able to make comments and potential changes.
Correct. I think we'll identify milestones in our project plan and then bring it back to commission for the decision making.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that update, and you guys did an excellent job on the requirements that you're having, and we look forward to seeing that come back to us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, then we are moving on to requests for proclamation approvals. Item 4.1, the National Wildlife Federation Community Wildlife Habitat City, sponsored by Commissioner Romoli, and the approval of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 19th, 2026, sponsored by myself, Mayor Davis. Do I have consensus for those proclamations? We have unanimous approval for the proclamation approvals. Next, we have item 4. We have no proclamation. That's next. But what we do have before that, we have, in the Vintage Motorcycle Show Special Event application, do we have a presentation on that, or we just need consensus for approval?
We just need consensus.
Okay, do we have consensus for approval for the motorcycle? Thank you. Unanimous consensus and approval for that. And then we will now move on to proclamations, National Wildlife Federation, Community Wildlife Habitat City. Oh, there you go. From Commissioner Romoli, item 4.1, Commissioner Romoli.
Thank you, Mayor. Sorry I got ahead of you there.
It's okay.
I'm getting used to my laptop and no paper. It's great. Everyone should follow me. Save paper, save time, save money. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Thank you. I'm a writer.
Well, okay. Whereas the city of Dania Beach recognizes the vital importance of protecting and preserving wildlife and natural habits for health, welfare, and quality of life or current and future generations, and whereas healthy ecosystems provide essential benefits to our community, including clean air, water, natural beauty, education opportunities, and enhanced property values, and whereas the National Wildlife Federation Community Wildlife Habitat Program promotes conservation by educating and engaging residents, businesses, schools, and organizations in creating wildlife-friendly spaces through native plantings, water conservation, sustainable practices, and elimination of harmful pesticides. And whereas achieving National Wildlife Federation Community Wildlife Habitat certification demonstrates our city's commitment to environmental stewardship and positions Dania Beach as a leader in urban conservation efforts. And whereas the Green Advisory Board has demonstrated dedication to environmental protection and sustainability initiatives that benefit all residents of Dania Beach. And whereas educating youth, businesses, homeowners, and residents about the value of protecting wildlife and habitat will create a more informed and environmentally conscious community. And whereas creating certified wildlife habitat in yards, businesses, schools, houses of worship, city parks, and public spaces will contribute to the restoration of natural ecosystems while providing meaningful opportunities for residents to connect with nature. Now, therefore, on behalf of the City of Dania Beach Commission and Mayor Joyce L. Davis of the City of Dania Beach, Florida, we do hereby proclaim December 9, 2025 as National Wildlife Federation Community Wildlife Habitat Day. Whew, thank you all very much. In the City of Dania Beach. And if we can get Joanne, if anybody from the Green Advisory Board is here, if we can get you up here so we can get a picture with you.
Oh, Renee, I didn't see that. So we go down.
Where's the other shelf? Okay.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Romoli, and we will move on to administrative reports. Madam City Manager, item 5.1.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, great residents of the city of Dana Beach that are here with us today, the ones that are watching at home, and our great city team. I have an announcement. Unfortunately, we are going to lose one of our superstars, Suzette Rodriguez. Suzette, where are you? I knew Mary. Where's Suzette? We're going to have a proper send-off for her in January, but Suzette's getting married, and her husband had to go and get a job in Orlando. So she wants to live with her husband in Orlando.
Why?
I know, right? But this young lady started working with us in October of 2023, and I don't have to tell you, it's been seamless. She's a part of our family. That's how we hire, and she hit the ground running, and she's truly remarkable. Thanks to you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commission, we are a place that people want to come and work. So Suzette's going to stay with us for a couple of months under contract to help us choose her replacement. Really, really big shoes to fill. She leaves. There's her mom. There's her mom. But yeah, I mean, it's just been remarkable. and between Annette and I and Candido, we've been trying to say, hey, how can we keep you here? But we cannot be selfish. She's going to start a new life with a wonderful young man. We're all invited to the wedding. I don't know that. Yeah. But just, Mary, can we have her just say some words?
Please, I'm so overwhelmed. This was shocking to me, and I'm not letting you go.
No. That's what I say.
You definitely don't have to. Yeah. I actually wrote something just in case, because I know we go rogue here sometimes.
I know we do.
But hold on one moment. It's on my person. Okay. So, I wrote it in case I cried, so I'm not going to do that. I wrote, this part is tough. I'm deeply grateful for the belief this organization has placed in me. From the moment I was offered the PIO position, I felt honored. And then I was promoted to Marketing and Communications Manager. It meant more to me than just a new title. It represented trust, support, and a culture that truly invests in its people. It's rare to work in a place where growth is not only possible, but actively encouraged. That kind of environment changes lives, and it's something I will always carry with me. It's a little long, but I kind of went into it, so I'm gonna keep going. When I first started, I used to joke that no one in this place could really be this nice, but I was wrong. The kindness, generosity, and professionalism I've experienced here are absolutely real, and so much of that comes from our leadership team. The manager often speaks about the men and the women in the arena. the ones who show up, do the work, and make things happen. And I've seen firsthand how powerful that is when you have a team that's well coordinated, plays to each other's strengths, and supports one another through challenges. That's when you win. That's what this place embodies. This next chapter in my life is exciting, but leaving this team is incredibly bittersweet. While each of you has made a lasting impression on me, I hope I've been able to leave even a small, meaningful impression in return. So, manager, your leadership, empathy, and belief in me, just one of the people in the arena, shows just how far someone can go with the right people in their corner. You've shown me what it means to lead with both heart and strength, and I'm grateful for that example. Candido, somewhere out there, your leadership, energy, and conversations were great to have around, and I thank you for that. I also had the privilege of getting to know each member of the commission, and I can honestly say that every one of you brings something unique. Personality, passion, and charisma, and a lot of it. While I wish I could name every member of the staff individually, I hope everyone knows how much they mean to me. Each interaction has left an impression, and each person has made a lasting impression in my life. And saving the best for last, because, you know, Nanette Rodriguez, the Director of Marketing and Communications. For those of you who don't know, I'm about to go into a bio of Nanette. Nanette is truly a pioneer in the world of government and communications. With years of experience, and I won't say how many, she is a brilliant strategic mind. She has become one of this organization's greatest assets. Nanette, okay, you've been a true bright spot in my time here. Your creativity, quick thinking, and infectious positivity made coming to work something I genuinely looked forward to. You inspire people effortlessly simply by being who you are. I feel incredibly lucky to have worked alongside you, to learn from you, laugh with you, and witness firsthand the passion and excellence you bring to everything you touch. This city and I are greatly indebted to you. Don't make me cry, so I can look back. Okay, although I'm stepping away for family reasons, I leave with a full heart of immense appreciation. Being a part of the Dania Beach family has been one of the most rewarding chapters of my life. If life ever brings me back to South Florida, I hope our paths cross again. Until then, wishing each and every one of you continued success, happiness, and everything good this world has to offer. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Suzette. Yeah, it's, Mayor, like, I didn't want to face it.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to face it. But this is what we built here. This is not just a place where people come and work. This is a place where people leave their heart and soul every single day. I don't have to tell you that because you know. But we haven't seen the end of Suzette. Suzette's going to still be working with us. So thank you. With that said, I want to commend Candido Sosa Cruz, and I'm out of order, for the time that he served as acting manager in my absence. Succession planning at its best, and for me to be able to enjoy my vacation and my time off. Thank you, Candido, because you give us a lot of peace. Thank you so much to you. This past Tuesday, for all the residents that are watching and all the residents that are here, this group of elected officials, and I've been in public service for 35 years, I have never worked with a more dedicated group of advocates that have passionately been with me in Tallahassee. They've been in Washington, D.C. in full advocacy for our city. Just in the state alone, in the past 6 years, we've been able to seek and seize over $9 million. This past Tuesday, I had the honor of spending an entire day from 7:30 in the morning to the plane landed here in Miami at 10 p.m. with Commissioner Romoli, with Commissioner A.J. Ryan, with our deputy manager. Our day started at 8 a.m. and we were nonstop in full advocacy with the Office of the Governor, making sure that our projects were heard, and we were passionately ensuring that we get a slice of that state budget. I want to thank our state representative, Hillary Cassell, who is our sponsor in the House of Representatives, Senator Jason Pizzo, who is our sponsor in the Senate. I want to thank my friend and my neighbor, our Speaker of the House, Daniel Perez, Ana Maria Rodriguez from the Senate. It's amazing when we go and meet with these individuals, and this is something that I know Commissioner Ryan and Commissioner Remoli will discuss in their closing remarks. But we go and we are actually sitting like if we were in somebody's living room. They know what we're doing here in Dania Beach. They know our investment, and they know how we run this government. So it was a truly remarkable experience. My last legislative session, my 29th, but we couldn't be in better hands with Candido, our mayor, our vice mayor, Commissioner Llewellyn, who has gone with me various times, Commissioner Remoli, AJ Ryan, and the late Bill Harris, because these are the people in the past 6.5, almost 7 years that have been hustling and continue to hustle for the great city of Dania Beach. I also want to say that today I was in the company of the Florida Recreation and Parks Association. Our Director of Parks and Recreation, Cassie, our Deputy Director, Anthony, our other Deputy Director, Frankie. We hosted 200 people from all around the state here at the IT Parker Center. We are showcasing our facilities, and we're getting that return on that investment. And everybody was in awe. As we were sitting there, there was like on cue, all these yachts and all these boats coming by. And people all around the state of Florida are seeing what we're doing here in Dania Beach. So it was a great, great time today, and I'm grateful to the Florida Recreation and Parks Association. This past November 15th, our Dania After Dark series, led by our Special Events Committee and Ashley Molina Vlasic, we set a record for attendance. Over 11,000 people were here at the Dania After Dark, from the marketing to Parks and Recreation to how safe we keep these events under the leadership of our Chief Jason Tarala. I mean, they're remarkable events, and what I'm asking everyone is to please calendar Saturday, January the 10th, because that is the taste of Dania Beach. You don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be another spectacular event presented by the great city of Dania Beach. Another exciting announcement, we are working on the final edits this past week on our newsletter. We are done, and Nanette and Suzette did a remarkable job along with all the department directors, and stay tuned, because within this month, by the end of December, you will be receiving our newsletter at your homes, the award-winning newsletter. So we're very, very excited about that. We also pride ourselves in the services that we deliver, our respect, our integrity, and how we go above and beyond for our residents. And we couldn't do it if we couldn't retain, recruit, and really invest in our employees. And we couldn't do it without the mayor, the vice mayor, and commission. And oftentimes I get phone calls, and I included here an email from one of our residents commending Carl Callahan, on the amazing work that he's doing. So I just wanted to thank Fernando, and I wanted to thank Sean and Corey Taylor. The leadership in public services is truly, truly remarkable. And this resident just said, "Good morning, Anna. I just wanted to send you a quick message about how wonderful Carl from the grounds department is. We are in Avon Isles and have a median strip that always needs trimming and tending to. Carl and his crew are awesome. All I need to do is make a phone call to them and know that it's being taken care of immediately." And that's what we do, and that's what we're going to continue to do here in our team. We demand a lot of our team, but we invest in that team, and we're very proud of Kylie and the entire Public Services Department. I also want to let you know that on Friday, November the 21st, was a historic and very significant day here in our city. We have our temporary certificate of occupancy for our $22 million facility at the C.W. Thomas Park. It's going to be a remarkable facility. We are investing in the most challenging of our neighborhoods, and the return on that investment is going to be truly truly remarkable folks. And again, we couldn't do it without our Parks and Recreation Department and the support of this city commission. Our after-school program is already in the new building, and by next week, we will be demolishing the last building, laying on the sod and the irrigation, and we look forward to planning a really, really remarkable event. So very excited. Today, I had the opportunity to speak with the Milton team. We are ready to go on being able to open Gulfstream Road. It's actually been Tico Gas that has been holding up the opening of that. But again, all I had to do was reach out to Candido and Fernando, and they have reached out to Tico to make it happen. So I just want all our residents to know that soon you will enjoy an open and beautiful and very, very good Gulfstream Road again. Driving through it today, even on rainy days, it's doing remarkably well. I want to thank again our Special Events Committee for planning a really remarkable State of the City address. It was fantastic, Mayor. We honored all the people that serve as volunteers here and those that go above and beyond. I also wanted to thank Commissioner Louis Romoli for our first annual South Florida working with Feeding South Florida. Was truly, again, another remarkable event for our community. And as I am writing this report, it was Thanksgiving, and all I could say is how grateful I am and how blessed I am to work with this team and to work with the City Commission. And that concludes my report. Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you so much for that very thorough and exciting City Manager report. City Attorney, we have item 5.2.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, and everyone in the audience. Just for your information, as the legislative session moves forward, I will continue to be providing you updates on the various bills that are affecting you. I've already sent a few emails to you to advise you of those. So, and by the end, I will have a compilation like I did last year. Hopefully it's not another 100 pages, because that was a really long one last year. And that's my report for tonight, so thank you.
Thank you, City Attorney, and those reports and updates are very helpful, so we do appreciate them. Thank you. 5.3, City Clerk reminders.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So your next meeting will be the very first meeting in January. You have January 13th, 2026, your CRA meeting at 6 p.m., and then you have your City Commission meeting following at 7 p.m. And you also have January 27, 2026 for your City Commission meeting. These are proposed dates that will be on your agenda later tonight for you to approve. So these are just tentative until later tonight. But that's
Okay, so we'll save them for later.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, City Clerk, we will move on at this time, and we will move on to our very exciting public safety reports with our very own Captain Jason Tarala. Oh, got it.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Attorney, City Manager, City Clerk. So tonight I have something special. I'll do a couple good arrests I want to talk about, but I also have Deputy Rika, who's here with his family, who has a couple of awards that I'd like to present with the Commission tonight. So to start off, we're continuing our efforts over at 36 Southwest 11th Street. As the Commission knows, we've gotten many complaints of that residents over there. Our CST team has continued undercover proactive enforcement in that area. And last week, the CST team, while conducting their surveillance at that location, they observed a subject who was wanted for numerous felony warrants. Upon locating that individual, he ran inside the residence. We began a foot pursuit. Once we got inside the residence, we ended up tasering him to get him into custody. He was then placed into custody without further incident. A search of the residence, we actually found another individual inside the house that also had multiple felony warrants out for her arrest. So that day we got 2 people in custody. While we conducted our investigation, we found out that there's a new owner of that house that has been causing us so many problems, and we are working with that owner to hopefully evict everyone from that residence, and we can clean up that street hopefully once and for all. So I'll keep you updated on that. Continuing reference that same general area, we were working with our undercover team, our Dania Beach CST team, along with gangs, and we identified charges on a known individual in that neighborhood. We ended up getting charges on him for possession of narcotics with intent to distribute, as well as multiple other theft warrants. Our CST team was able to locate him, and we placed him in custody last week right in front of the park over there. So again, we're cleaning up that neighborhood, and we're focusing specifically on the Chesterbird Park area in 11th Street. So at this time, I would like to give a special award to Deputy Rika. Sean, come on up, buddy. So Commission, Deputy Sean Rika, he was awarded our August 2025 Deputy of the Month, and he was also awarded our 2025 Deputy of the Year based on the the Chamber of Commerce for Dania Beach was awarded him the Dania Beach Deputy of the Year. So during the month of August, Deputy Sean Rika distinguished himself through an exceptional level of initiative, proactivity, and leadership. His tireless efforts resulted in 15 arrests for serious offenses, including grand theft, written threats to kill, multiple counts of possession of cocaine, firearm offenses, disorderly conduct, trespassing, burglary, and domestic violence arrests. These arrests not only safeguard individual victims, but also protected local businesses, directly contributing to the safety and stability of our community. Beyond his outstanding enforcement activity, Deputy Rika demonstrated his commitment to developing the next generation of law enforcement professionals. While maintaining his own level of performance, he also took on the responsibility of training newly hired deputies within our city. His ability to balance the demands of proactive enforcement with the patience and guidance required of mentoring new deputies reflects his dedication to both the mission of the agency and the growth of his colleagues and our future deputies. Deputy Rika exemplifies the qualities of a motivated, dependable, and community-focused deputy. A little bit about Deputy Rika. He started his career in 2012, and he's a proud 13-year veteran of our agency. Over the course of his career, he's worked in the cities of Deerfield Beach, Pompano Beach, Weston, and now Dania Beach. He's also part of the quick response team. He's, like I said, a field training deputy, and he's also a member of our SWAT logistics team. This year alone, since January, Deputy Rika has completed over 247 reports and has led the Dania Beach District with over 131 arrests. Deputy Rika has also issued over 105 citations and handled over 845 calls for service. He has conducted 31 field contact interviews and over 37 traffic accidents. Deputy Rika has focused his proactivity on known high drug locations throughout the city, focusing on the Federal Highway Corridor. Deputy Rika was made aware of numerous complaints around the 7-Eleven area off of Sheridan Federal Highway over the last 7 months, and due to his targeted, proactive enforcement, he has made over 50 arrests just in that generalized location. He has worked hand in hand with the owner of the 7-Eleven and many of our other business owners to clean up that corridor and clean up the community. This year alone, Deputy Rika has also arrested numerous violent offenders, including a kidnapping and robbery suspect after a vehicle pursuit, and just last month, he conducted a search warrant on a vehicle on a wanted subject where he recovered a stolen handgun, 45 grams of oxycodone, 33 grams of cocaine, and 165 grams of marijuana that were about to be distributed within our streets of Dania Beach. For his remarkable achievements and commitment to excellence and positive influence on his peers in this district, Deputy Rika was awarded Deputy of the Month for August 2025 in our Dania Beach Chamber Deputy of the Year for 2025. Thank you, Sean. And I do want to say, Sean is here today with his beautiful family. That's his beautiful wife, his kids, and his mother.
I don't know if I should touch it. Hi, I'm Deputy Rika. I met some of you yesterday. I wanted to thank you guys. As he said, I've worked in numerous cities. I remember I worked overtime here one day, and Sergeant Seapot was there, and he said, hey, you should come work here. And he knows I live up in Palm Beach. And he knows it's an extra 20-minute drive, but he told me it would be worth it, and it has been every day. There's a lot of small things you guys do that you may not realize that mean a lot to us. The first time I realized how much I was gonna love this city was, it was as simple as I needed a pair of handcuffs. And you would not believe how difficult that is to get. Maybe you do in government, but then Lieutenant Trolla was like, why don't you just put in for it? I'm like, you know, are you crazy? I've tried this in 2 other cities and it has not gone well. And I put in, I got it, and he said, this is a different city. They have your back, they take care of you, and you guys, the citizens, the businesses have every day that I've been here, and I'll be here as long as I'm allowed. So, thank you.
Thank you, Deputy.
Want to take the family up or take a picture?
Okay, everyone scooch to the middle. Keep scooting. There we go. Chief, can I get you next to him? Should we do like 2 votes maybe? Yes.
What's better? How do you want to do it? Is this fit or you want to?
Can you do it with the chief first? There we go. Just like that, and then we'll like from style. Yeah, from style. Okay. Okay, Mayor, I'm gonna have you switch. Could you guys shift a little bit? And you switch with Sean. Deputy Sean, switch. Yes. There we go. I got it. There we go. Now I got it. Everybody fits. Got it.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
So cute. Is he oh my God. It's temporarily, just part-time. Okay, where are we? This is the season of celebration, and up next, we are celebrating another first responder, and up next is our very own Chief Pelliser. Thank you, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, and city staff, and the great citizens of Dania Beach. So during November, our units ran a total of 687 total calls for service. 82 were fire-related calls, and 605 were medical calls. The day after Thanksgiving, our firefighters and our fire cadets did our annual Fill the Fire Truck toy drive. It was right next to Five Below in Dania Point. It was very successful, but most importantly, it teaches our young cadets, who are our future firefighters, that we have to care for the community we work in. Mayor, as you know, we participated in the Chamber of Commerce First Responders Luncheon yesterday, where a couple of our fire inspectors were honored, and which leads me to my next topic, and that is honoring a lieutenant here in fire rescue who I've known for a long time. Yeah, just because I happen to, we worked, when we were at Dania Beach Fire Department, we had to share a fire station over in Hollywood for a couple of years while our station was being renovated. So when we did that, we got to learn and meet all the firefighters, and Alicia's mom, Lieutenant Manning, her mom was a secretary for the fire chief there. So I met her there when she was still young. Then Lieutenant Alicia Manning joined the Broward Sheriff's Office in 2010. And from the very beginning, you know she was dedicated. She was committed. She was committed to this community. And she's personally connected to this community because her grandfather has been a longtime resident of Dania Beach. So making this recognition is not just professional, but it's, deeply personal as well. So currently, Lieutenant Manning is assigned to Rescue 17. She pushes herself to elevate her skills. She recently completed a helicopter training to eventually serve on Air Rescue 85, which is our helicopter. And I just found out yesterday that she made the cover of the Florida Fire Chiefs Association Fire Service magazine. So she's on the cover. She's a proud mom, of two boys, Michael 7 and James 5, and they get to look up to a true powerhouse in the fire service. You know, it's pretty amazing when you grow up in the family of firefighters, and then your mom is one of those firefighters that's just a powerhouse.
Amazing.
There's no other word to describe that. And I'll tell you the story of why she's going to get this award. So on February 12th, 2025, Dania Beach crews responded to a critical drowning involving a 3-year-old child found unresponsive in the backyard pool. So if you can imagine, under intense pressure and bad conditions, Lieutenant Manning demonstrated exceptional leadership, composure, and decisive action. Upon arrival, she coordinated life-saving interventions with the crews of Rescue 17, Engine 17, and EMS 17, ensuring the immediate effective resuscitative efforts were underway. Her command presence and clinical focus were instrumental in restoring the child's breathing and stabilizing vital signs prior to transport to Joe DiMaggio Hospital. Thanks to the teamwork she led, that child ultimately regained responsiveness and survived. Lieutenant Manning is known through her district because she has great work ethic, she has a good heart, and she's dedicated to our community. And she's the kind of firefighter and a leader who makes everyone around her better. For her performance, her commitment to excellence, her heroic actions, and her leadership, as your district chief in Dania Beach, I want to recognize her, Lieutenant Alicia Manning, as Broward Sheriff's Office Dania Beach District 1 Firefighter of the Year. And we have an award that Mayor, you signed, so we'll get everybody to come down and take a picture. So thank you, Alicia. Here's the award you're going to get.
Thank you so much. That's what I have.
Speak first. No, oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
What? Come back, hold on.
What'd you say?
There you go.
All right, before I leave the stage, I spoke to a retired firefighter who was the first female firefighter in the city of Dania Beach, and she told me that Alicia happens to be the first female firefighter ever in the history of Dania Beach to get Female Firefighter of the Year for the city of Dania Beach. So.
Woo! Yes. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Chief. All right, we've got some celebrities, in the house this evening. Thank you all. We're so proud of all of our first responders in the city of Dania Beach. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for all you do on a daily basis. And next, we have our citizens' comments, item 7. Mr. Jerry Hadley, if you would please come up and state your name and address for the record, please.
Jerry Hadley, 6 Northwest 8th Avenue, Dania Beach. I'm just here to represent the Friends of the Dania Beach Library and also the Dania Beach Historical Society and Museum. We're having two events this Saturday, just happen to fall on the same day. So the first event is sponsored by the Friends of the Library. They invite you all, the mayor and the commissioner, to join them for a holiday open house to brighten your spirit this holiday season. Stop by the Dania Beach Paul DeMayo Library on Saturday, December 13th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. We're going to have live music by Chai Latte and the Dania Beach Stream Busters. Also, we have food, drinks, and desserts. So that's this Saturday from 1 to 3:30 p.m. Then you get an hour break, and then at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., the Dania Beach Historical Society and Museum Incorporated invites you to and your family to St. Lucia, a Scandinavian holiday tradition. We have specialty light bites and sips while they last. That's also Saturday from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And the St. Lucia Candle Procession starts at 6 o'clock p.m. This all take place in the Nyberg Swanson House, that's 102 Dania Beach Boulevard, on the first floor.
Thank you, Mr. Hadley, for those
Thank you.
for those reminders, and thank you. This is our pioneer of the year for Dania Beach, so thank you, Mr. Hadley.
I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Sean DeRosa. If you would please come up and state your name and address for the record, please.
Be careful with people's faces.
Let me just do it this way, it might be easier.
I think he needs one. Or this is, oh, careful with that. Just my eye.
3 minutes.
Okay, Sean DeRosa, 408 Southeast 5th Street. I shared this with you all about a year and a half ago. It's a blown up picture of the 100-foot setback. And the reason I wanted to reemphasize this again is because we do have a new elected official. And if you look at from the rear corner property line behind 414 between me and him, 408, 414, and you go out, I guess westbound 100 feet, you see the 100 feet. But if you actually measure and you do a radius measure from where the most likely source where the speaker is, where the origin is, we're actually measuring at about 130 to 140 feet. So you're actually giving the violators that want to create more noise, you're actually giving them another 30 or 40 feet. So in terms of someone that's being negatively impacted with noise, they have a much higher threshold to cover to get relief from any type of officer. And I wanted to make sure you guys understood that because we had 6 or 7 cases over since June, and from 414 Southeast 5th Street, and 3 of them were dismissed, and approximately over $12,000 in fines were disregarded by the magistrate. The next document I wanted you to be aware of is our actual controlling definitions, 1780. And the whole point of changing our noise ordinance, December of 2023, was to come up with an objective standard. You don't want to use noise meters, and we came up with the objective standard of 100 feet. Well, it's clearly defined what 100 feet means when you look at the definitions that control for unreasonably loud. It says if you can plainly hear the noise at 100 feet, that falls under unreasonably loud, and if it's causing a disturbance. So if there's a resident being disturbed, the way case law is and the precedent is in the state of Florida and the rest of the country and federal law is if I feel my quiet, peaceful enjoyment of my residence is being disturbed, and if it's at 100 feet per Dania City definitions, it's unreasonably loud. Well, in June 12, 2025, our magistrate completely omitted the definitions, and our prosecutor, assistant city attorney, Luis Figueredo, completely omitted the definitions. They were asking each other, what's unreasonably loud mean? What does this mean? So why are these type of errors happening when we've had the ordinance on the books for 2 years? And when I spoke to our city attorney about it on September 18th, Eve actually omitted the definitions section of the ordinance, and you omitted it, and you tried to say, well, there were two distinct meetings, and that's not what there is. If you can hear the noise at 100 feet, it's a full stop noise violation. So I don't know why we continue to keep having difficulty enforcing
Mr.
our noise
DeRosa,
ordinance.
I will let you have a few seconds just to finish up. We will address this, but it may be a longer conversation. So I'll just give you just a few seconds, and then we need to wrap it up because 3 minutes is up.
Okay. I included an affidavit from the sound engineer that you all met December 2023. The purpose and intent of the affidavit was to alert you all that it's not scientific to even assess sound in the front of my home, because that was one of the dismissals on November 5th. The police officers had it in their report. They heard the sound in the rear where the origin of the sound was, but the magistrate said, no, they couldn't hear it at your front door. So we did another sound test at my house. There's a 90% reduction in sound based on the concrete walls going from the rear to the front. And that's the purpose of the affidavit, that even any attempt to assess sound at the front of anyone's house, there's going to be a huge reduction in the decibels, and it's most appropriate to assess sound closest to the origin. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. DeRosa. I will say that this has been an issue, and your time for talking is over, but I will say that this has been an issue that has been escalating for a period of years now. We, as a commission, need to discuss it at some point in time. Maybe the reinforcement of this issue, because my fear and my concern is that this is going to escalate into something that nobody wants. And so if we are having issues with magistrates or whatever it is, that we need to maybe rediscuss it in a way that we can enforce this law of our noise ordinance in a way that we can all agree that if somebody is violating the noise ordinance, that we need to be able to enforce it, and it should not have that level of subjectivity to it. So that's all I will say on that at this time. Maybe we can bring it back up on an agenda item at a later date, but I do believe that this is something that we seriously need to address and find a final resolution on. So with that, I will move on to the consent agenda, item 8. Are there any items that the commission wishes to pull on the consent agenda? You have an item. Commissioner Llewellyn.
I need to pull 8.9 for a point of clarification.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve with the exception of item 8.9? Vice Mayor?
I'll move to approve it.
Okay.
You can.
It don't matter. Second. Whatever.
Let's make the official motion. Commissioner Llewellyn.
Motion to approve consent agenda with the exception of 8.9.
Second.
Thank you. Commissioner Llewellyn.
Yes, my only question is this, because in the application, and I'm fully supportive of Boys State, no problem with that at all. My only question is, are these going to be Dania Beach students? Because it just says Hollywood Hills High School. And the reason I ask is because it's money coming from Dania Beach taxpayers. And I really tried to apply it to Dania Beach students whenever possible.
Yeah, the Boys State program is specifically for 17-year-olds, a junior going to be a senior in high school, and obviously Dania Beach doesn't have any high schools. So we're actually expanding the applicants that we could bring. Post 304 is going to contact kids from South Broward and potentially maybe one more school, and then Post 209 is going to take applicants from Hollywood Hills. When it comes to choosing an applicant, we choose the top-rated students in their class based off of academic achievement, extracurricular achievement, and we create a panel of judges, and we have several students come and interview, and then we choose them based off their qualifications and the interview that we conduct. So I would not say that it is specifically a Dania Beach student. But Dania Beach is sponsoring it through our Legion post. So it's a Dania Beach Legion post that's sponsoring it. And, I was sponsored by Post 304 when I went to Boys State when I was 17 years old out of Chaminade. And, it's more off of merit instead of on where you live. And I get where you're coming from when it comes to that, but I don't want to lower the standards of who we select when we choose our applicant, because it is a prestigious event. Boys State, it's the top rated students from the whole state of Florida from their posts. For example, like a perfect SAT score is very, very common when you're talking to those kids. So to answer your question in a long way, that we do not select a Dania Beach student. But, not saying that I would lean a little towards a Dania Beach student if they were a top qualified candidate.
Can we make that part of the criteria that that would give them extra favor as far as?
I can't. I would not want to do that. With this being my sponsorship and me being involved with the selection process, I would not feel comfortable doing that.
My concern is because we have had organizations in the past that we've given money to who have then used the money to give scholarships to students who turned out not to be from Dania Beach. And I don't want to, and we're trying to stop that from happening, and I don't want to start allowing it to occur again. I do appreciate it going through the Dania Beach Post, though.
Well, it has to go through the post. Boys State is a program through the American Legion. So it's our two posts, and it's great that we have more of an expansion. We could cast a wider net, as city manager likes to say, and we could get more qualified candidates from multiple schools. I wish we had a high school in Dania Beach, but we don't. South Broward used to be in Dania Beach, so Hollywood Hills is right across the street from Dania Beach. So.
And I do think it's an excellent program.
Yeah.
So I'm certainly not criticizing the program. I think it's very good. I just know we're trying to get away from the problems that we've had in the past. That's all.
Well, I oversee this, and you can count on me that these funds are being used appropriately. I think it costs like $490 or something to send a student, and then we have to pay for transportation. We give them a little bit of spending money also when they get up there. It's roughly like around $600 per kid, and that's why I wanted to send 2 out of Post 209.
Okay.
Just curious, Commissioner Ryan, the selection committee, they're all Post 304 post members from the American Legion. How is your selection committee made
For
up?
209, it's me and Commander Anderson and I don't know his name off the top of my head, but Mike. He's the I don't know the head of the ROTC, the JROTC, and so it's us three.
Okay.
It's the 3 commanders. And then when we go to South Broward, it'll be 1 member, from South Broward staff, the commander of Post 304, and myself. And then I want to actually clarify this. You're doing the auxiliary,
I've
right?
done the Girl
okay,
State
yeah, so
last
you're gonna
year,
handle
so-
you're gonna handle Girl State, and I handle Boy State. Perfect.
All right. Partnership. All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
Commissioner Romoli, hold on.
Thank you, Mayor. No, I think it's a great program as well. My son lived in Dania Beach, and he went to South Broward, so because we don't have a high school. And I'm also very particular about using Dania Beach funds for outside of Dania Beach. When we did the food drive, it was specifically for Dania Beach residents. I'm not opposed to the program, and if we could somehow reward our students that live in Dania Beach, I'm all for it. And we have to have students, I'm sure, that live here that go to South Broward or to Hollywood schools. But that's my only concern is I think we need to be very, very cautious about how we spend our money and how it affects the citizens who contribute those monies to our budget. So, yeah, thank you.
I wish we had a high school in Dania Beach.
But I don't even know if that's not my concern.
Yeah, I know.
It's really more about where they reside. That's my concern. And because we don't have a high school, it's not their fault that they have to go to Hollywood. But I think we need to really focus our attention on students that live here for that benefit. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Romoli and Commissioner Llewellyn, for voicing those very valid concerns. Do I have a motion to approve, what was that, 8.9 or? Hold on now, Vice Mayor.
How much is it you're asking for? Okay, I make a motion we approve the request.
Do I have a second? Commissioner Llewellyn?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
So this is for the approval of the entire consent agenda, including 8.9. All right, we have unanimous approval. Thank you, Commission, and thank you for that healthy discussion. Next, we will move on to item 9, bids and requests for proposals. There are none. Item 10, quasi-judicial and public hearing items. There are none. Item 11, first reading ordinances, 11.1. Eve, if you would please read item 11.1.
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the City Commission amending Chapter 28 of the Land Development Code at Part 6, Development Review Procedures and Requirements, Article 640, Plats, to modify the city's platting requirements to be consistent with updates in state law due to the passage of the Laws of Florida 2021-164, which modifies state statutes 17701, administrative approval of plats by designated municipal officials, which updates require the elimination of public hearing, quasi-judicial process by the City Commission to approve the plats and to establish the administrative authority of the city to be the city's community development director or deputy, providing for codification, conflicts, severability, and an effective date. And please note that this is a community development item, and I will just be correcting the law of Florida. I believe it's 2025-164. It was a typo.
Okay. Okay, this is a public, oh no, where am I at?
In short, this, Mayor, this is because state law changed as of July 1st. The state has required that all plats be approved administratively. Please be aware that before we do plats, we always have like quasi-judicial hearings on the actual site plan, special exceptions and variances. So that is really where the input from the community would be, and for you to put conditions on a property.
Okay, so the community would be notified, and we would have that as available for discussion during that process, during the quasi-judicial hearing. Okay. All right. Does anyone wish to speak for or against this item? Seeing none. Commissioner Romoli.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to thank our attorney Eve for walking me through that whole process. We had lengthy discussions about this, and I completely understand, but I was really concerned about the fact that an administrative yes or would not come before the commission, and she explained to me in very good detail that that's not going to be an issue. So I'm comfortable with this, so I'll make a motion to pass.
Thank you, Commissioner Romoli. I concur. I had the same lengthy conversation. Commissioner Llewellyn.
I just want to confirm with our city attorney that it's basically you're making this consistent with state law?
That's what I'm doing, yes.
Okay.
And we don't have a choice in the matter.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you. I'll move to approve item 11.1.
What, you'll second it?
Oh,
Commissioner,
then
I'll
I'll second
second.
it.
Yeah, it was already second.
Sorry.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. All right, item 11.1 passes unanimously. We will move on to item 11.2. Eve, if you could please read item 11.2.
An ordinance of the City Commission amending Chapter 28 of the Land Development Code to provide clarity and update application procedures and notice requirements by amending Part 6 Development Review Procedures to create 61015 entitled Community Outreach to require community outreach as part of the application. Amending Article 610 entitled Public Hearing Notices in order to update Section 61030 Detailed Notice Provisions to provide further clarity to notice provisions. Amending Article 635 Site Plans at 63540 Supplemental Application Requirements to eliminate paper site plan submittals. Amending Part 7 Code Administration at 71560 Development Review Committee to remove the reference to the CRA Executive Director. This is providing for codification, conflicts, severability, and an effective date community development.
Good evening, Corinne LaJoy, Deputy Director of Community Development. This is a first reading of text amendments, and there are a few amendments that we're proposing this evening, so I'm going to try to go through. I don't think my clicker works. Thank you. Okay, so we're making amendments to the city's land development regulations. The versions that we're working off of were adopted in 2010. Okay, so the first amendment is regarding community outreach meetings. This is some policy that the department has put in place at the request of the City Commission. It's been working well. We require that developers meet with residents before the public meetings occur to present the project, and that seems to be working well. So we're codifying it and making it a code requirement in our land development regulations going forward. The second is regarding public hearing notices. We're recommending a change. The code currently identifies public hearing notices be mailed to HOAs within a 1,000-foot radius of a particular property. We're going to change that to mailed notice to every property owner in each building in addition to the HOA organization. The next change is regarding site plan modifications. This kind of antiquates us a little bit. It identifies paper plans. Since COVID, we now do electronic, so we're striking paper out of our requirements. With regards to the Development Review Committee, we're recommending removal of reference to the Executive Director. Community development staff is capable of providing that technical review without the CRA weighing in, so we're just striking them from the required review panel. These proposals were brought to Planning and Zoning Board on November 19th, where they unanimously recommended approval to the City Commission. And at this time, the City Community Development staff is recommending approval on first reading. And I'm available if you have any questions.
Thank you, Corinne. This is a public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak for or against this item? Seeing none, Commissioner Ryan.
Yes, Mayor. Motion to approve item 11.2.
Have a motion from Commissioner Ryan. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Llewellyn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Excellent. Item 11.2 passes unanimously. This is the Corinne Show. We are
a couple, yes.
Eve, if you would please read item 11.3.
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the City Commission amending the city's comprehensive plan future land use element to ensure compliance with Broward County's comprehensive plan, specifically the Broward County Land Use Plan known as Broward Next, providing for transmittal to the State Land Planning Agency, providing for conflict severability and effective date community development.
Good evening. This application is amending the future land use element of the city's comprehensive plan. If you remember, it might have been as long as last year, 2004, that we brought forward amendments to the city's comprehensive plan as a result of our evaluation and appraisal report, which is a periodic update that's required by cities to update the comprehensive plan. Part of that process, something that is unique in Broward County, our future land use element must be consistent with Broward County's future land use element. So after we came through the City Commission, we went to the state, we brought it through the county, and they found discrepancies where we weren't aligned. So our consultant has worked closely with the Broward County Planning Council to make sure that they do align. There was also an amendment to our map, the land use map, which is primarily in our legend, because over time there were land uses that were kind of phased out, but the legend never really got updated. So we did that update at the county's request as well. I can run through these. Because we have been working so closely with Broward County, we don't anticipate any issues. Once this is approved by the City Commission, it will be transmitted to the state and then ultimately to the county for adoption, but we don't expect any issues at this point. Let's see, so this is where we are this evening. So there's a next couple steps, including transmittal, final adoption, and then to Broward County for their adoption as well. And this is first reading, and I'm available if you have any questions.
Thank you, Corinne. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak for or against this item? Seeing none, Vice Mayor?
I would like to make a motion, we pass some 4.
11.2?
11.4?
3.
3? What am I at? 3? Yes, 3.
11.3. Do I have a second?
Yes, second.
Commissioner Llewellyn, all in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. All right, item 11.3 passes unanimously. Now we're on to item 11.4. Eve, if you would please read item 11.4.
An ordinance of the City Commission amending Chapter 28 Land Development Code, Article 295, entitled Voluntary Mobility Program to eliminate same, providing for codification, conflicts, and an effective date.
Good evening. So this amendment is to our land development regulations as well, and it's regarding the voluntary mobility program. It's a provision that was added about 15 years ago and never utilized. And so upon reading the code, I don't know why I was poking around, but I was in that section and I read it and reviewed it, and it gives exceptional powers to the community development director, whereby if a project proposes a voluntary mobility project, the director can waive traffic analysis or traffic studies for a project. And we thought that's a little crazy and too broad of a power. We've never utilized this section, so we're striking the whole thing from our code.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak for or against this item? Seeing none, Commissioner Llewellyn.
Make a motion to approve 11.4.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Romoli. All in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. All right, item 11.4 passes unanimously. Item 11.5, Eve, if you would please read 11.5.
Be patient, it's a little long. An ordinance of the City Commission amending Chapter 28 of the Land Development Code to provide cleanup and clarification of language in various sections of the LDC as follows. Part 1, Use Regulations, Article 100, General Use Regulations applying to all zoning districts, Section 100-50, Certificate of Use, to update the Certificate of Use requirements, amending Section 100-60, Establishment of Zoning Districts, to update the intent and purpose of the Residential Office District, and to move the PRD District to the mixed-use category, amending Article 110, Use Regulations for Commercial and Mixed-Use Districts, add Section 11020, list of permitted, special exception, and prohibited uses to add an existing zoning district to the permitted use table, updating Section 110-200, outdoor restaurant seating, to include planned residential development zoning district in the regulations, amending Part 2 entitled Site Development Regulations at Article 265 Off-Street Parking Requirements, at Section 265-110 Design and Dimensional Requirements for Wheel Stops, amending Part 3 Special Zoning Districts, Subpart 1 Community Redevelopment Area Form-Based Zoning District at Article 303 District Development Standards at Section 30370 the Gateway Beach the Beach Gateway Mixed Use District, to amend to specify the building frontage standards, providing for codification, severability, and an effective date. This is community development.
Thank you. This application is for several amendments to our land development regulations as well. The first is regarding certificate of uses. This amendment clarifies the CU terms, provides guidelines, concise guidelines for application processing. It just beefs up our regulatory language on that section. With regards to zoning districts, we're identifying we identify each of the zoning districts that we have, and currently the planned residential development is identified in residential section and not in mixed use, and it actually allows mixed use, so we're properly categorizing it. So a lot of amendments revolve around the PRD zoning district. It's also not included in our permitted use table, which makes it difficult for staff because where everything is normally in our table, now we got to go scrambling looking for it, so we're putting it where it belongs in the proper section. The PRD1 zoning district also allows outdoor dining and restaurant seating, but it's in a separate section all by itself, so we're incorporating it with the other outdoor dining regulations, so it's properly identified again. We're also proposing an amendment regarding wheel stops. We have specific dimensional requirements for wheel stops that just seems to be unnecessarily prescriptive, so we're removing those dimensional requirements. And then with regards to Gateway Mixed Use Zoning District, the frontage standards, we're identifying frontage standards for this zoning district. We have those standards for all of the form-based districts in our code, but for some reason it was missing from this particular zoning district, so we're adding it to be consistent with the other form-based districts that we have. These amendments were presented to the Planning and Zoning Board in November, where they unanimously recommended approval, and staff's recommending approval on first reading as well, and I'm available if you have any questions.
Thank you, Corinne. This is a public hearing. Do I have anyone who wishes to speak for or against this item? Seeing none, do I have a motion? Somebody. Commissioner Llewellyn.
Make a motion to approve 11.5.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second from Commissioner Romoli. All in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. All right, item 11.5 passes unanimously. And just give us a second.
Thank you for your patience.
Item 11.6, Eve, if you would please read item 11.6.
An ordinance of the City Commission authorizing the expenditure of city funds exceeding $1 million to fund the Lift Station 11 rehabilitation, providing for codification, conflict severability, and effective date, public services.
Good evening, Fernando Rodriguez, Public Services. This lift station number 11 is one of several that we're in the process of refurbishing fully from the ground up. The bids were put out for this refurbishing. It's actually located east of the airport, right near US 1. The bids were opened on the late August 20th, and we had 4 respondents. The reason why we're coming to you with the ordinance is because the cost of the project will be nearly $2.9 million, so it exceeds the $1 million. It requires the ordinance to be read twice. This is the first reading of the ordinance.
Thank you, Fernando. Looking forward to that EOC. And this is a public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak for or against this item? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve 11 point, what is it? 6? 11.6.
No,
Happily. Thank you.
6.
11.6. Make a motion to approve. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. Commissioner Romoli.
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Romoli. All in favor say aye. All right. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you.
11.6 passes unanimously. We will move on to item 12, second reading ordinances. Eve, if you could please read item 12.1.
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the City Commission pursuant to Section 22-7A of the city's code authorizing co-designation of a portion of Southwest 26th Terrace between State Road 84 and Southwest 36th Street to be known as Southwest 26th Terrace, PBA Memorial Way, after holding 2 public hearings and after a 4/5 vote of the entire commission, providing for conflict, severability, codification, and an effective date. This is community development.
Good evening. This is second reading of a street code designation for the PBA for Southwest 26th Terrace, and they're asking to rename that to PBA Memorial Way. And the fine folks from PBA are here if you'd like to hear from them as well.
I guess we'll clap again. Yes, this is a public hearing. Do I have anyone who wishes to speak for or against this item? Sir, please come up and state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Rod Skirvin. I'm the president of the Broward County PBA. Thank you, Ms. Mayor and Mr. Vice Mayor, Commission, and city officials for moving this forward on the agenda. We appreciate it. And I think it's very fitting that on the first reading we laid one of our brothers to rest in Dade County that day. And on behalf of the 74 law enforcement officers that have lost their lives in the line of duty in Broward County, this means so much to them. And we have a memorial in our lobby, and we bring each member of the family in after an officer loses his or her life in the line of duty, and we add their name to the wall in our lobby. And we have future plans to make a memorial in the parking lot and put their names on it. And I think this is just a phenomenal thing that you're going to do for the PBA.
Well, I believe we're excited to do it, and thank you so much for those words. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak for or against this item? All right, then I will close the public hearing. And do I have a motion? Commissioner Llewellyn?
Before I make the motion, I just want to say thank you all for your patience. This is the second time you've been here for quite a long time before we get to you, and we really do appreciate your patience. And I'm sure you recognize that we are very much a public safety first city, so we're happy to add the name and call that PBA Boulevard or Way or whatever it is, so just to recognize it. But and we're proud to have the PBA in our city. So with that, I will make a motion to approve 12.1.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. Commissioner Romoli?
And I just want to echo Commissioner Llewellyn. Thank you very much for your patience and bringing this forward to us. We're very proud of this. And yes, I'd like to make a motion or a second on the motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. All right. This item passes unanimously. Let's give them a round of applause and let's have a photo. Absolutely. This is a big deal in the city of Dania Beach. We do love our law enforcement. All right, last photo of the evening, I think. All right, we had another feel-good moment here in the city of Dania Beach, and thank you all, PBA, for coming out and staying as long as you did. We do appreciate you, and thank you very much. We are very excited to add this co-designation.
Okay.
All right,
sounds good.
we're getting there. All right, item 13. We have item 13.1, request for support of the Prestige Club from
Me.
Vice Mayor Salvino.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm requesting support for the Prestige Club. Anyhow, as you all know, the Prestige Club every year puts on an etiquette class that at Tropical Acres, and we, as a commission, have also supported that. I think they're going to do 3 schools, and it's usually runs around $2,000 a school. That includes their transportation and the food and everything else that the Tropical Acres gives us for basically nothing. And while we're there, as you know, we teach them how to pull a cheer out for the young ladies and dance, tie their ties, and other manners that are there for them. It's been a class that's been going on for quite a few years now, and we have a lot of people that really enjoy watching these young people get together. And if you haven't attended it as a commission or city staff, it'd be great for you to come out and try it. So I'm asking for the request for the support from that. I believe that, Maxine, they were asking for what, $6,000 for 3 schools, right? So, do you want to give it up? Well, I can give it out of mine, all 6,000, or if you guys want to help me, that'd be fine. If not, I will pay for it all. Okay, so Louis wants to give the 6,000.
He puts that on the record on purpose.
I know. So would you
No,
like to?
I know that we all support this. It's for Collins, Olson, and Dania Elementary, all 3 of them. I just wish that this kind of one would be on the community grants project so that we could come and that we could automatically budget it out of that, because I know we would all support that, and to me that's what that is for. I would like to do it that way, but I don't have a problem supporting that, but I would rather something like that come out of the community grants fund. Commissioner Llewellyn.
I too want to support it, but I think the issue with the community grants is the amount, right? Because I think the community grants is over $10,000, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it doesn't have to be. I see because we did that with the Lions Club. We told them that could be 5,000. We wanted 5,000 from us and 5,000 from, the library.
Okay. All right, but I'm willing to support as well. So however many people, if we each do 1,000, we could do that, or if you need more, I'm happy to give more.
Open up the mic. Okay. If you just want to ask, Commissioner Ryan, are you in at all on this? How much would you like to give, sir?
No.
Just
hold on.
You want $1,000 a person? Is everybody willing to do that? Up to then anybody down there on the other end? Anybody down there on the other end want to get 1,000? Okay, there's a that's what you call selling it. That's the season to be jolly. Okay, so the 5 of us up here and our wonderful city manager will make the 6,000.
I'll do 1,000 each.
That's it, 1,000 each.
Only if it's for Dania kids. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
Okay. Thank you very much, Commission and City Manager, for that. I'm sure that Polly has been working very hard for the Prestige Club, and as you're aware, on Monday they're celebrating Polly Wilkie's 90th birthday.
Don't we have a conflict?
And we, pardon me?
Is there a conflict?
I don't think so. Not for me.
I thought she already had or something.
Anyhow, so if you want to attend her. There's the only conflict I have is a doctor's appointment. So if anybody wants to come to the Polly's event as well, it starts at 6 o'clock at night. I can give you the address and stuff.
Is that on the 15th?
That is on the 15th, yes.
At what time?
6 o'clock. I'll give you the address as soon as, after the meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. And let's go to item 13.2. City Clerk.
You don't get to promote yourself to the mayor. Only the power of the people can do that. All right, item 13.2, City Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. So yes, proposed in your packets are the 2026 City Commission meeting dates. I know the mayor and two other commissioners have a conflict with January 27th. So Mayor, I don't know if you want to propose your...
Yes, I hate to skip meetings. That was my initial, because let's do the meeting. If we have a conflict, we can push it back. But it was brought to my attention that this is February, then that we would be having, I was looking at February 3rd as a possible replacement date, but then that would mean we would have 3 meetings in February, which is the shortest month. But then we would only have 1 meeting in December, 1 meeting in January, 1 meeting in February, and then, 1 meeting. 2 meetings, 3, oh God.
1 meeting in January, 1 meeting in December and November. So those would be the months that we only have 1 meeting.
And then February, there would be 3, unless we just want to cancel the February meeting.
January 27th.
Please help me, City Clerk. This is what you do.
She's proposing
why don't you
cancel.
just say the dates? Why don't you present the dates? Please present the dates, City Clerk.
So the proposal is to just cancel your January 27th meeting and just have 1 meeting in January, which is the 13th, and then you'll have your regularly proposed meetings February 10th and 24th for that month, and then all other meetings are okay as proposed in the schedule. Then you'll have your summer break, which you'll take off July 28th and August 11th. You'll have your 1 meeting on August 25th, and then you'll have your 1 meeting in November, which is the 10th, and your 1 meeting in December on the 8th. And then that's the proposal.
Okay, all right, so that works for me. Commissioner Romoli?
What we've had a meeting on a Thursday before. Why wouldn't we just move it to the 22nd of January? You're not going to be here? Okay, so I didn't know that. I don't know your personal schedule.
January 22nd.
Okay. Okay. So.
All right, do I have a motion?
And what about the?
Oh, sorry, we had
sorry, what about the 29th?
I believe 2 commissioners were going to be out later.
They're still going to be gone that day? Okay.
Yeah, so I think
All right,
that
I
was
give
a
up.
conflict.
Well, you guys win.
All right, so to cancel that meeting on the 27th? And do I have a motion? Or consensus from the commission? Let's do consensus. All right, any opposed, say nay. All right, the meeting dates are unanimously approved with January 27th being canceled. Thank you.
Perfect.
All right. Now we are moving on to appointments, and that's item 14.1. I am a little disappointed about my Dania Beach Housing Authority Board vacancy, because we did, what I didn't know, what I found out from the city clerk's office is that the appointee for the Dania Beach Housing Authority has to be a resident of one of those communities. One member, it has to be, it can't just be a resident of Dania Beach, it has to be a resident of the housing authority, so they have a representative from somebody who lives there. So I was not aware of that. Monty was going to be somebody who I knew was going to show up and participate, and it's hard enough for us to get people on these boards. So for me, I don't know. I was given 3 names from the housing authority, but I would need to interview them because I don't know them. So it really just kind of feels like it's putting more red tape on us. I don't know if this is a state law. Maybe
It's a state law.
It's a state law that it has to be a representative of the housing authority. So now we're looking at interviewing people who actually reside in one of those communities. Commissioner Ryan?
Thank you. I just have a brief question. Do they have to only live in Saratoga, or city place count?
They just need to be a member of that program.
They need to be a member of the
Affordable
program. It
housing
doesn't have to be a public house.
Doesn't have
It
to
can
be a
Section
specific-
8 voucher holder. It just has to be a member of the programs that they administer.
Member of the housing program.
And a Dania Beach resident.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So we're back to the drawing board on that one. Commissioner Romoli?
No, I was just going to say, being a member of that board for many years, it's extremely important that we do have a representative from someone that's on
The program.
in that program. They especially if they're a really strong advocate like Polly was. She was a very, very strong advocate for seniors there in that building. So I understand, but it's difficult. It puts you in a bad situation now if nobody wants to serve, and then if they do, are they capable of really being an advocate? That's the difficult part.
Yeah.
So
I have
good luck.
one other person in mind that I know, or I have to verify that she still lives there, but one. So we will go back to that. City Clerk, do you have anything else? I'll let
Yes.
you go on. I had to get on my soapbox
No,
for my
no worries. So
vacancy,
we'll
but-
defer that one to the January. So that gives you time to look at interview and vet your candidates. We have the Marine Advisory Board with the one vacancy for the vice mayor.
I don't have anybody. I remember this, you telling me that Tony Thackham quit on that, and I thought somebody had mentioned they might have had somebody, but
I think Romoli had mentioned it. Was it Romoli? Did you have a recommendation for the Marine? Was it that you had somebody, or I think it was public?
well, if nobody has anything, I will work on it then.
Yeah, I think you had a recommendation for the
Okay.
public art. That's what it was. Yes. Okay,
So
so
I have
then
to
I can
work on
defer
it.
that to January.
Okay, I'll work on it for January. I'll have something up.
And then our last was the Public Art Advisory Board, which is a commission appointment as a whole. In your packets are the applications and the memo from the community development staff as part of the process for your appointment process for that board.
In our pack, so did we, I need to look at that, because I know a couple of people, I know we have a couple of applications on here now. Do we have a few? Come on, Ms. Director Eleanor Norena and our fabulous leader on the Public Art Advisory Board.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commission. So we did submit a memo. We had 4 applicants. We did a call. We posted it on the social media as well. We reviewed all of the applications and we ranked them for you, 1 to 4, 1 being our top ranked candidate. So do you have that memorandum that was provided?
Is it in our backup? It's in our backup.
It should be like all the way to the back, very end.
So this is your recommendation 1 through 4 in the order that you would recommend them?
Ranked in that order, yes, based on experience with art. They're all residents of the city of Dania Beach, which is the requirement. But some type of knowledge of art was also identified in the regulations, so we feel that the top ranked candidate, Rebecca Polish, would be the best candidate, but it's up for your decision. There's 4 possible candidates to choose from.
We haven't discussed this at the Public Art Advisory Board though,
No.
right? So I don't know if you guys would want to allow them to have that discussion, or you just want
We
that
don't
decision?
typically
ask
the board members, yeah.
We picked them the
It's-
last
yeah.
time, that's right.
Correct.
We picked the board members, so. I don't know. I know 2 of the 3 candidates. And are their applications are in here too? I just didn't get to them, I guess. Yeah.
Do you want time to review it and come back in January?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to rush it. I'd rather just review them. I apologize. I normally do my homework
We still have a
extensively
quorum
well,
for a
but
meeting
I
next
would just want to, I want to just review all of the applications, and I will take this out and take it home. Does anybody have a problem with I think we all need to just take a little bit more time and review that, and we'll have something by the first of the year. Thank you. Thanks so much, Eleanor, Director Norena. We appreciate you. Yeah. Okay, so that will be it for our Public Art Advisory Board. We will postpone that till January. Commission comments, we will begin with Commissioner Llewellyn.
So first of all, happy birthday, Eleanor, who just passed away.
Happy
Her
birthday.
was yesterday. I don't have really anything to talk about tonight. I can't believe it's December and this is the last meeting of the year. And the holidays are upon us. And I'm really glad to see what's been happening in this city and the culture. And so many people, like, we're losing one of my favorite people, but it's for good reasons. She's getting married. She's moving on someplace else. I just don't know who's going to fix my hair before pictures anymore. So we're going to have to figure that out. But, you know, it's nice to see that we're not losing people for bad reasons, that people really do want to be here and they want to stay here and they want to work here. And I know there's a little holiday luncheon coming up this week as well, which I'm really looking forward to. And you can really tell at those events how much everybody really enjoys being a part of this city and part of this family. And it means a lot. Culture is everything in a workplace. It really is. So I'm glad to see that that's what's happened over the last several years. That we've improved that, and it's really made a huge difference, I think, in the overall support that our residents receive as well. So, because that's what it's supposed to be about. And then the only other thing is, there's another birthday that I want to mention that passed about a week and a half ago. One of our longtime residents, Miss Alice George, just had a birthday. And it's a big one. It's almost one worthy of a proclamation, but not quite there. And I'm not allowed to say her actual age because she doesn't want anybody to know, but it's double. Yeah, double digits.
Barely.
Yeah, but it's a big deal. And she's still very active in our community, member of the seniors, just involved with a lot of things. I know she's probably watching the meeting, and she's not watching it right now. She'll be watching it in the morning, but she always watches our meetings, and she just loves being in the city and being involved with everything that's going on. And I wanted to publicly acknowledge her birthday because it's a big deal. So anyway, with that, everybody have a wonderful holiday, and thank you all for all your hard work. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn, Commissioner Romoli.
Yes, Alice is the kind of person that every time you see her, she's got this beautiful smile on her face. Absolutely the most wonderful, wonderful lady I think I've ever met. She's just so warm, and she does so much. Anyhow, happy birthday, Alice. Suzette, we're going to miss you. Where are you? You're back there somewhere. We're going to miss you tremendously. So, but if you change your mind, I don't know, when is the wedding? Come, you still have time, my friend. So we'll make room for you. But no, and kidding aside, thank you for all your contribution. You're an amazing person and always a joy to be around, and we're going to miss you tremendously. But you're going to have a wonderful life in Orlando, I'm sure, and we'll miss you tremendously. But we won't forget you. The manager talked briefly about Tallahassee this 2 weeks ago, I guess now, or is it a week ago? I don't remember. Time's going by so fast. Anyways, I just want to echo what you said, and I can't thank our Commissioner AJ, Ryan, yourself, Candido. Really, we all synchronized so well, and it was such a seamless, wonderful time that we had up there meeting all of the right people. And when you come prepared like you do, and the people that you know up there because of all these years that you've been doing this, they want to talk to us. I remember, and I'm not going to mention the city's name, but there was a city that came in before us that they booted out. They didn't want to talk to them. But they wanted to talk to us, and they actually spent a lot of time with us, much more than they probably normally do. So it just tells you about how, when we establish relationships, how deep those relationships are when we come prepared and we come shovel ready. And it's a credit to you, manager, and Candido for getting us prepared and getting this up there. So I appreciate that, and thank you again. I enjoyed it. And with that, I just want to say happy holidays. Again, I can't believe it's already at the end of the year. And it's always hard over the holidays, but we'll get through them. And I just want to thank the entire commission and all of your work that you've done this entire year. The staff here at our city, you guys are amazing. Our BSO, our fire, our first responder, everybody. It's a joy to represent you on the commission, and I can't thank you enough. Good night.
Thank you, Commissioner Ramoli. Commissioner Ryan.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, to the commission, we had this little memo. I think you guys got an email and then we put it on your desk. It's for a workshop on the solid waste master plan with the county. We're going to have the whole, the executive director and his staff and the team come in, and you guys had asked them many questions. I tried to schedule it for February 10th at 5:30 before our CRA meeting, just so that you have a brief presentation. But mainly, I want you guys to ask your questions because we're coming up to pass the master plan. Well, it's a facilities agreement that we have to agree upon as a city, and we have to get 80% of the population of Broward County for the Solid Waste Authority to be effective. So us being a small city, our population doesn't impact the overall as much, but basically if one city, like if Miramar or Hollywood decide not to be in the authority, then it might not pass. So it's close. It's a team effort. I've been doing this, I think like the last 2-3 years. I just got reelected to the executive committee again, and this is my duty, I guess, to present it to you, and then we could discuss it as a commission and decide to vote however we want to, how we think that's going to go for our city and for the future of Broward County. So, yeah, I'd encourage you to see if you could, come in a little earlier on February 10th at 5:30, and they'll confirm with us also. Thank you, Maxine. I would prefer 5, so we'd have time. I think that it's a 20-minute presentation, and then they could speak and we could ask some questions, probably another 30, 40 minutes also. Yeah, that's better. If everybody's okay with 5 p.m., that's good. All right, so we'll do 5 p.m. Maxine, just follow back up with Todd and the executive committee, and we'll go from there. All right, perfect. I did a little trip to the Seafarers House, and we're landowners in the port. The Seafarers House is a house over in Port Everglades where those that are traveling, the weary travelers out on those cargo ships and oil tankers, they come into the Seafarers House and they have Wi-Fi, little grocery store, a little place to connect and call family. And some of these gentlemen, they're not citizens of the United States, so they stay there, and it's safe harbor, basically. And they're doing a little, like a shoebox Christmas. I'll make sure this is sent out, but, it's a little too late, but maybe something we could do for next year where you can do a little donation drive for them, and we bring it in. It's just like toiletries and stuff, and those guys really appreciate it. So, yeah, that's for the Seafarers House. Wanted to cover that. Yeah, the Tallahassee trip, awesome job. Appreciate the team. Everybody in the commission did a great job. Coming up there, we have a good reputation up in Tallahassee. Want to keep it that way, and I think we were effective on that trip. And I think we're going to bring back some critical dollars that the city needs for our projects. I'm pretty sure it passed, unless the governor vetoes it. Hopefully he's not listening. But we were successful, all right? And I think it's going to go through. Almost $1 million we're bringing back to the city. So kudos to everybody on that. Great team over there. Yeah, we had the turkey drive, the Tamara James Foundation. We had the Feeding South Florida turkey drive, and I think BSO had the turkey drive. So we had 3 turkey drives in our city.
St. Ruth's had one,
yeah,
too.
we provide a lot of Thanksgiving dinners to families that needed it. That's very important. The Tamara James drive, she had 2 Miami Dolphins there, Patrick Paul and Aaron Brewer, one of the best centers in the NFL. So it was nice to see those guys come in and volunteering and having the Miami Dolphins involved with the community also. And it's been awesome doing these first responder awards. We had one at the chamber, and then we had, BSO had their own first responder award at La Meridian, and it's just a great way to give thanks to those first responders, give them a little recognition, a little award, and it goes a long way. You could see that those guys really appreciated it, and it's not just a regular award. And you know how Tarala presents it and how Sergio present it. Just stand-up guys. We're first class here in Dania Beach, and I know we're going to keep it that way. So kudos to our BSO, fire, and police officers, and kudos to all those that got the award. If you didn't get an award, maybe next year, huh, Chief? Right? But yeah, thank you for what you do. All right, one other topic I wanted to talk about, which I was not sure about, is I've been getting a lot of calls about the Martin Luther King parade. I know that we've had a Martin Luther King parade in Dania Beach since the 1980s. So over 40 years we had the Martin Luther King parade. I attended it when I was a kid, and it's a great honor to attend it as an elected official. And we, unfortunately, we couldn't have it last year because of weather. And I know this was a budgeted item on the city commission to approve it for what was always on our budget for the MLK committee to have the parade. And I don't think they got the funding this year. It wasn't on the budget. And the city, there was a strategic planning meeting where I was unable to attend it, and the city decided to do a day of service as opposed to a parade, which is great. I think a day of service is awesome, but I think it should be in addition to and not instead of the MLK parade. And the parade is followed by a church service. It's a very special day. And when you think of the parade, I know it's tough sometimes with logistics, but we've been doing it for over 40 years. And when you think of the spirit of Dr. King and the spirit of the civil rights movement, marching is essential to that whole entire theme. And I want to stand behind our community, especially our Black community, when it comes to supporting MLK Day. And I know that our BSO helps them clear the street. And look, they're going to march whether the city supports them or not. So I would like to support them any way we can, just to help them maybe clear the roads for a small parade, and work with BSO also, because like I said, with or without the city support, the MLK community is still going to march. So I would like to stand behind them on that. And with that, those are all of my comments. Happy holidays, everybody, and Happy New Year. See you next year.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan. Vice Mayor Salvino.
Okay, all that. Thank you guys for saying all that, so I don't have to. I didn't do all that, though. I do want to wish Eleanor a happy birthday. And, of course, our little Alice, wish you'd have been here tonight. It would have been nice to honor her. I feel festive, so I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you. And that's all, folks. Good night, and thank you to everybody. Please, all the people that are out there working on Christmas and New Year's and so on, please be safe out there, protect our community, and everybody have a great holiday and be happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor, and thank you for always knowing how to lighten up the mood. I see how you won that singing competition in Tennessee.
Don't tell anybody about that.
I won't go over everything because it is that time, but I do want to say happy birthday to my favorite people, Eleanor and Alice. Eleanor, thank you for all that you do on the art board. Thank you for keeping us going, all your hard work. We appreciate you. I want to wish you a happy birthday. And Miss Alice, you are my favorite baker, my favorite smile maker, and I appreciate you so much. So happy birthday to you. You are my golden girl and my golden heart. So happy birthday to you. And I will be a little more sentimental because Suzette, she brings joy to every thing that we do. We've done so many Mayor on the Moves, and if she didn't get me out of my little funk and teach me how to say Bermeo, Hamil, only she can do that and make me smile the whole time. So I am going to miss you tremendously. tremendously. I love people who bring joy and positivity to the city, and that is what this entire team does. So thank you to each and every one of you. We may not all agree all the time, but what I can say about you is that each and every one of you is a true, dedicated professional and truly loves the city of Dania Beach, and you do a phenomenal and a fantastic job. From our first responders to our administration to our colleagues to everyone in between, you guys are truly professional, and it is a joy and the honor of my life to be the mayor and treat and work with each and every one of you. So thank you for all that you do, and let's have a very happy holiday, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and great New Year to come. Thank you all, and that is it. Good night.
All good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.